Hello, my name is Rev.Dr.Andrew Ashdown, and I am the Partnership Coordinator for Africa for the Methodist Church in Britain, which means that I am the link person between the Methodist Church in Britain and all our partners across Africa. We have about 20 countries in Africa that we're partnered with. I'm new to the role. I've only been in the role since February. I happen to be an Anglican priest, and have been an Anglican priest for many years, but was recently appointed to this role with the Methodist Church as the Partnership Coordinator for Africa, having been brought up in Africa myself and having worked with African churches for many years over the years. I'm on a visit to all our partners across Africa. I've just visited this time Namibia, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and I've now come into Zambia. And it's wonderful to be back in this part of the world. And I'm really pleased to be here in Zambia and to see, this is my first time in Zambia actually, and it's been a real joy to come. I've long wanted to come to Zambia, and it's been a real joy to visit. I've been visiting the mission hospitals in Mwandi, right up to Mbreshi, and Chodat and Choma, and various places in Lusaka. So I haven't been able to get everywhere, but getting a cross-section of the kind of churches and missions and ministries that the Church of Zambia is engaged in, it's been humbling and inspiring. I'm very conscious of the challenges, the many challenges that the Church in Zambia faces, and also inspired by the dedication of the work that the Church in Zambia does. I bring greeting from the President and Vice President and the Secretary Conference and the Global Relationship Team of the Methodist Church in Britain, because we have a long relationship with the Church in Zambia, and we're very committed to continuing that relationship and developing this partnership that we have as equal partners in the Church of God together. And so it's really, really lovely to be here with you. So apart from the health institutions that I visited, we've also visited a number of churches and a number of the projects that have been running, and I think particularly, for example, at Chodat. And I think that the Methodist Church in Britain has been supporting, for example, those institutions, income generating projects, and supporting individuals, so training institutions, individuals that help manage institutions within the United Church of Zambia, and of course the churches, and ranging from small rural churches to the bigger town churches. So what I would say to the church in Zambia is, you in a way I think that in Britain we need to learn. We could learn from the church in Zambia. I'm inspired by the amount of vision and energy that I see, despite minimal resources and many challenges, and the commitment to try and build and grow despite those challenges. I'm inspired by the fact that there are still many outreach ministries within Zambia. We have fewer of those in Britain now, and I'd say that those ministries are really important. Do continue to support those ministries, and income generating things are really important, but the income generation that is serving the community, reaching out to the community, and really enabling people to get together, that's really important. It's good to see those ministries happening in Zambia. I will be taking back to Britain this message of the commitment of the Church in Zambia and what it is doing, and you are not alone. The Methodist Church in Britain sees itself very much as part of a worldwide church. We've been for 200 years. From the Methodist Church was started in Britain, of course, and moved globally. And we still remain very committed to our partners around the world, and particularly, of course, to Africa, where so much good work has been going and continuing for so many centuries, and seeking to serve those in need as trying to be vehicles of hope and light and life. And we share that together as Christians together in this global church of which we're a part. So thank you so much. As I was saying, we in Britain can learn much from the church in Zambia. What I would also say to the church in Zambia, and it may be a slightly controversial thing to say, is I would say to the church in Zambia, learn from the mistakes of the church in other parts of the world. This is a personal view, and I don't speak for Methodist Church, I speak as me as in 30 years in ministry. And seeing the church in England in decline across the denominations. Over decades and centuries, the church in England has had it started off with a very, very outward-reaching ministry, and that's when it flourished. And then it became more focused, inwardly focused. And it built great churches and focused on buildings, which it got to the stage where it could no longer sustain. And as the church focused on itself and its buildings, people walked away. And I think one thing I would say to the churches in Africa, and it's not just the church in Zambia, is everywhere I see churches being built, but the institutions, the ministries to the people, really, really struggling, whether it's the clinics or the schools or the institutions. And a lot of emphasis on the churches. Now, churches are good, they're important. But be careful not to be so focused on the church that you lose the people. Because our ministry is to the people, and the question is, where are our priorities, our Christian responsibility to be light and hope to the people out there? And you in Zambia have those ministries, and they shouldn't be neglected. The churches have a service, a real service to the community, and in serving those communities, the love for the church will continue. But if the focus is too focused on the church, the people might get frustrated. And the other message is that we are a global church now. We do face similar issues, economic stresses, social issues, wider political issues, environmental struggles, and that we can learn from each other from. And so it's important that we remain as a global church together, learning from each other and learning how to be the people of God globally, serving our local communities and being Christian people of light and hope in our communities, to our communities, serving our communities as examples of Christ. Thank you.